Good morning.
Even though I killed the ghost, it's still room to debate. It's either Jordan or LeBron who being labeled the great. If you hungry for the smoke, then come and get you a plate. Cause some rock with LBJ and some giving them hate. Tune into the show, cause we about to get into it. Jordan is the GOAT. But now it's time to prove it.
Moving to the next topic. The greatest of all time. Pat Mahomes. Is he better in 6 years up until this point? Is he better in his first 6 seasons than Tom Brady? Now, when this first became news, I was like, you guys got to be, you joking, right? But because as much as I watched Pat Mahomes, I was just not calculating the accomplishments and the stats. But when I stopped and I started looking at it, I'm like, whoa, I see why people are saying this, Coach JL. Like, he's really racking it up. And if we got the Super Bowl coming up, and guess who's a part of it? Pat Mahomes. Now, if he wins the Super Bowl, I can probably say, you know what? They may be on to something. Jordan was considered the greatest player by the time he won his second championship, right? He's the greatest. He's the GOAT. This is the greatest. So why can't we do the same for a Pat Mahomes? Now, I understand we got certain players who like to. You know what? I won't even say that. Let me just ask you, Coach Ayo. Do you think Pat Mahomes at this point in his career is the GOAT when it comes down to quarterbacks or football players in the NFL over Tom Brady? Or do you think he has a little bit more work to do?
This show is called The GOAT Debate. All right? And unlike the phony GOAT debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, which has no legs to stand on, to be honest, this one actually has some legs to stand on. It really does. Now, Tom Brady is one of my favorite players ever, okay? If I had to pick a quarterback to lead my team, he'll likely be it. But unlike somebody on this panel, I can be objective, okay? I can do that. When it comes to my GOAT or whatever, I can be objective. Pat Mahomes has a legit argument in being the greatest, not only quarterback, but player in their first 6 years. He's been phenomenal. You're talking about a 74-22 record, 66% completion rate, 219 touchdowns to only 62 interceptions with 103 quarterback rate. Okay, I don't even have to read Tom Brady's stats because they don't match up. All right, they're close, but they don't match up. 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2018 Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, but the thing about it, just like the NBA, we have to take into account the game that's being played today. I'm gonna call some names out. Bob Sanders. Troy Polamalu, okay, Ed Reed, Rodney Harrison, Lahodi Nata, Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis,
Sean Taylor,
okay, Brandon Merriweather. I'm just throwing some names out there.
Great Daryl Dawkins.
The great Daryl Dawkins. Do we even know who the hardest hitter in the NFL today? Who? Who can we say? We don't even know anybody who hits hard. Okay? So the rules are completely different. The freedom of movement, Pat Mahomes can't be touched. He can't. At one point, Tom Brady could. Now, 2008, 2009 is when Tom Brady, when he injured his ACL, is when those protecting the quarterback rules really was implemented. Okay? But even then, you still could touch receivers, hit receivers, so on and so forth. This really is a 7-on-7 game. I'm not taking anything from Pat Mahomes' talent because we can see it. We can see that he's great and he's winning. But the rules change and the game that we play in today, that stuff has to be taken into account.
Well, but Coach Shale, wouldn't you think that'll work against your argument then? So would he be considered the GOAT since he's playing with, I don't know, more protection or better rules or easier rules?
the eye test. It's just something about what we see, and it's something about winning. It's never easy to win in the NFL. Never, ever, ever. He's doing it. Okay?
Yeah.
He's doing that. So regardless of what it is, he's actually getting the job done. And he can't help what era he plays in. Okay. Now, we could say, well, how would he look in 1998? How would he look in 2002? I feel like he could survive. He's talented. He has the talent. He's a winner. I'm not taking anything away from him. Things need to be put in their proper perspective, though.
I understand. Coach Scott, 6 years in for Brady and Mahomes. Brady had 3 Super Bowl victories. Mahomes now has 2, but possibly can get his 3rd coming up here shortly. Super Bowl MVPs. Brady has 2. Mahomes has 2. Conference championship appearances. Brady 3. Mahomes 5. Conference championship victories. They both are tied at 3, and this is a big one. Regular season starting record: Brady 58-20, Mahomes 64-16. Does he have a legit claim at being called the GOAT in the NFL?
As an active player, yes, I definitely think that Pat Mahomes is the greatest in this specific era of football. Absolutely. I think Coach J.O. also made some phenomenal points that, I wanted to bring up. Like, look, this is not the same NFL product that the greats played in. Now, when we talk about, again, the GOAT, the consistency over time that this young man has shown in the 6 years he's been in the league is scary. It's really scary. Because if he adds another 6 years to this run path, I'm not saying that he's going to go to the Super Bowl 4 more times. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying he's going to win 2 more times or even 1 more time. That's not, the game is played on the field. I'm not saying that at all. But when we look at GOAT, and when I look at the GOAT, and the reason, like my co-host is he's kind of delusional, but the reason LeBron James is forever going to be in the GOAT debate is because you take any player, any athlete, and you give them the amount of time, and they show you their consistency over the period of time as being one of the greatest or being one of the best, then you have to then say, hey, look, this person we have to consider. And that's why LeBron James will forever be in the GOAT debate. And Pat Mahomes, he's there. Again, he wins this Super Bowl, he's going to be mentioned with a very, very select few individuals, and that's 4. It's going to be Tom Brady, it's going to be Troy Aikman, it's going to be Joe Montana, and it's going to be Terry Bradshaw. Now, from an argument standpoint, is he better than a Troy Aikman? That's a really good argument because the teams that they've played with and on, very comparable. Is he better than a Joe Montana? I don't know. That's a pretty good argument as well. Is he better than a Terry Bradshaw? That's a great argument as well. But again, you have to look at the era, you have to look at the time frame, and then kind of weigh those things out. But the guy's making a phenomenal argument for himself right now.
Right now, my thoughts on this is if he wins the Super Bowl coming up, if he wins, at that point, legit conversation, he is in the talks of being the GOAT. Will I actually give him the tag? No, because Brady's career is over. He's done. He's done everything. Mahomes can win the Super Bowl this year and flatline for the rest of his career. Do I believe that's going to happen? No. But just it's a hypothetical. If he doesn't do anything from this point forward, then I would have to reconsider again if I gave him the GOAT debate tag after this Super Bowl. But the conversation, is it there? Is it neck and neck? Yes. Will he continue to win? I most definitely think he will. Will he be the GOAT by the time it's all said and done? If you're asking me right now, I will say yes. I just won't solidify it because who knows? Maybe next year, I don't know. They don't make the playoffs. They don't make the playoffs for 3 years in a row, 4 years. He doesn't win another Super Bowl. Now everything changes for me. So that's why I wouldn't solidify it yet. Coach J.O., I see the temperature meter again. It's going. You got it.
I have a problem with something you just said. You said if he wins. Okay. So everything he's done up to this point, it doesn't matter. Like, think about it. Even in these playoffs now.
That's not what I'm saying.
So
That's not what I'm saying.
No. Think about this. He was mediocre last game. He was mediocre the game before. So what if he goes and be mediocre next Sunday and they still win? And what if these balls out have 5 touchdowns and 450 yards and lose? So you hinge it upon just because they win the game. That doesn't take away from what he's done. Tom Brady, did you see the effort that he put up against the Philadelphia Eagles? He destroyed them. He destroyed them. That was the Bill Belichick defense that gave up all those yards to the backup Nick Foles. Okay? Let's make that clear. Regardless of what Patrick Mahomes does, he is who he is right now.
But
he's
Coach,
definitely in that conversation.
But Coach, listen. If he doesn't win, he has to win, right? Because accolades are a part of your GOAT debate or your GOAT resume, is it not? Is it not?
It is.
So wait now. Wait. Let's take. Why would you say that someone like let's take Bill Russell and who else? Wilt Chamberlain. Who would you say is out of those two, if you had to pick a GOAT, who would it be?
Bill Russell.
But statistically, Wilt Chamberlain would destroy Bill Russell. Would he not? Am I wrong by that? So my point is this. The point I'm making is that, yes, right now he's done so much. He's there. If he wins this Super Bowl, there is nothing anybody can say to try and take him out of this GOAT debate. I think he's in there. He's locked in. Now, let's just say he goes out and he loses the game. All I'm saying is, I would hope he would come back the next year and win one, because Super Bowls are going to be looked at when it comes down to, are you the GOAT? Well, Brady had 5 and you had 1, or Brady had 3 and you had 2. That's going to be looked at no matter what. It's not going. No one's going to go back and say, well, he had 500 yards in the loss to whatever team he played. That's a part of a quarterback's resume, is Super Bowls.
That may be true, but we are alive. We are witnessing his career live. That's why LeBron James could never be in that conversation for me, because I witnessed his career live. I seen when he shot that shot versus the Spurs and hit nothing but backboard, and Ray Allen had to come save the day. I saw it. I saw that.
But also, Coach J.O., also, when we talk about Michael Jordan being the GOAT, and we use a lot of things, one thing we primarily use is those 6 championships. That comes into play. We can't pretend like it doesn't. The 6 championships, the 6-0 record always comes into play. All I'm saying is this. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm definitely not disagreeing. But all I'm saying is, for him to solidify it, for him to take away the conversation of, because right now we see the conversation is always happening. For him to say, all right, this is me. I am the GOAT. He's going to have to win that Super Bowl and maybe another one. Right now, it's just neck and neck. It's him and Brady. It's arguably, some people might say Brady, some people might say Mahomes. I'm saying if he wins the Super Bowl and even wins another one, there isn't even no argument. There's no debate at that point. I don't think it's a debate in the NBA world, but some people do. I don't think it could be a debate when it comes to the NFL if he solidifies. The only thing I'm saying is, if he makes his case stronger, more solid. That's not to say he's not right there with the GOAT. That's not saying he's not the GOAT now. All I'm saying is it's not solidified.
He's been a game manager in the playoffs. That's what he's been.
Coach,
so if he go out and be a game manager,
I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing with him. I agree. I truly agree with you. I'm just saying. So it's just not solidified. That's all I'm saying.
I think Coach J.O. makes Coach J.O. I'm curious to hear this. you're saying, if I understand you correctly, because I might just be misunderstanding you, sir. So I want to make sure I'm understanding. You're saying that if he does not win this Super Bowl and Kansas City, okay, he doesn't win the Super Bowl, he doesn't deserve the right to be in the conversation. But if he does win the Super Bowl, he does.
No,
You said
that's
the
what
opposite.
I was saying.
No,
what
that's,
Biden was saying.
no, wait. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's in the conversation either way. All I'm saying is if he wins the Super Bowl,
Right.
he can solidify it like, hey, I'm the GOAT. He can win another and say, I'm the GOAT. To me, he's in the conversation, period. I'm not taking him out of the conversation.
Okay.
J.O.,
So Coach J.O., what I'm hearing you, what I'm trying to understand is, are you arguing for his stats or against his stats at this point?
I'm not arguing against his stats at
Okay.
all. No, I heard a buyer say that if he wins,
Mhm.
then he would have solidified himself.
Correct.
I'm saying he's already done that.
He's already done it.
Yeah, he's already done that.
Why would you say he's already solidified himself as a GOAT? Why would you say that?
Did you not hear me when I read off everything that he's done up until this point?
Okay. And you're saying that he solidified himself as the GOAT.
No. He solidified himself to be in that conversation.
To be in
Like I
that
told you, this is a legit conversation.
legit-
Unlike another one that we talk about a lot. This is a legit.
The reason I wanted you to repeat yourself, because I really don't think you hear yourself when you speak sometimes, son. Like you're gonna say LeBron James's career with the body of work that he's put in already. The man had 10 years, a 10-year run where if it was the NBA Finals, LeBron James was in it. And you're saying to me that Pat Mahomes has solidified himself in the conversation as the GOAT, but LeBron James doesn't even deserve the ability to be in the conversation as a GOAT? That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Argue one point and I'll take that point, but don't argue both points, because then you kind of look like you don't want to, you just look like a LeBron hater. To be honest, I gotta say it to you.
Like our grandmas used to tell us, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay? You gotta listen. You gotta listen.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
Hold on.
That's why
I clearly stated. I told the buyer the same thing. We have witnessed this live. I've witnessed LeBron James' career live. LeBron James has a Swiss cheese career. There are so many holes in it, man. You take his career to target practice, man. It's too many holes in his career. Okay, so we know the details of LeBron James' career. You can say, oh, he went on 10 years straight to the finals or whatever he did, but you don't mention
that wasn't great.
That
was regular. That wasn't great.
Yeah, when you play in the weakest in the weakest conference in NBA history, of course.
You're right.
Okay, so let's bring that up. Don't leave out the details. Okay,
So let me get in here. Hold on. Coach Scott is clearly saying that, J.O., you're contradicting yourself, because you are saying that Mahomes can lose and still be in the conversation, but since LeBron lost, he can't be in the conversation. But Coach J.O. is saying, Coach Scott, you have to understand that there's holes inside of LeBron's career. Even if Pat Mahomes loses the Super Bowl, he doesn't have those type of holes inside of his career. So I understand.
He doesn't have those type of holes.
I got
self-admitted, but self-admittedly, in the playoffs, he's not been playing that good. He's been a game manager. So I'm just trying to figure out which way we're arguing. I'm just trying to figure out what is he saying? What is he standing on?
That is as Coach J.O. Hold on. I the temperature gauge. I see it again. I know you want to respond, but we got to get ready to wrap it up. All right. So we're getting ready to close it out. So we will have to definitely revisit this. Hey guys, make sure you guys are catching us on Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube, and we definitely want to catch the recap when we go over this again, because you guys see look at him. You see the temperature gauge? It's about to blow. If you don't see it, it is about to blow. So guys, make sure
That's
you subscribe.
my brother over
follow
there,
us.
man.
Follow us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. And we are here on Mondays at noon. And we are live every Tuesday when we have our debates. Make sure you guys are a part of them. And we will see you guys next time.
Even though I killed the ghost, it's still room to debate. It's either Jordan or LeBron who being labeled the great. If you hungry for the smoke, then come and get you a plate. Cause some rock with LBJ and some giving them hate. Come tune into the show, cause we bout to get into it.
Jordan is the GOAT.
But now it's time to prove it.